Want to make a difference in your community but not sure how? Go to GoFundMe.com right now and start a GoFundMe. Seriously. Your next fundraiser doesn't have to start in a school parking lot or a church basement. You can start a GoFundMe today in just minutes. Fundraise for yourself, a friend, or family member, or an organization. All that matters is that you care about them. GoFundMe is the trusted place to fundraise for what you care about. With no pressure to hit your fundraising goal, but tons of tools to help you reach it, you can confidently start fundraising right now. Whether it's creative, local, or critical, your cause matters. And there's a reason why GoFundMe is backed by millions and chosen by fundraisers everywhere. It works, and it matters. GoFundMe helps you make a real difference. Start your GoFundMe today at GoFundMe.com. That's GoFundMe.com. GoFundMe.com. This is a commercial message brought to you by GoFundMe.
There's talk in Washington about cuts to Medicare Advantage benefits that 35 million seniors count on. The No Upcode Act would raise costs for seniors and reduce their benefits. The No Upcode Act is a broken promise and a bad deal for seniors. Tell Congress, keep your promise and oppose cuts to Medicare. Vote no on the No Upcode Act.
WTL.
It's time!
WTL.
I think we got a show. Oh yeah, we got a show.
WTL.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the Line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Classen, joined by
The J.O.
Oh, you got it. So, see, did that feel good?
That felt so good.
The J.O.
That made my week right
My
there.
God.
That felt good.
You're on top of the world right now with Laugh With Me podcast, iHeartRadio, and now you're making the what do they call that? The circuit.
We're making the promotional rounds, I suppose.
Like the used to be. Okay, I got Leno on Tuesday. I got Lenormand on Thursday. Then you got your own show Friday. You're everywhere now.
Yeah, so you can check it out. It was a fun show. The Black Guy Who Tips podcast, awesome show. I was just on that. We had a great hour discussion about comedy and about WTL and just what a fun show. So check that out.
A couple of guys out of Charlotte, right? Or
yes,
Carolina.
It's a husband and wife duo.
Okay,
and they live in Charlotte. Love the Panthers. Love the Hornets.
Speaking Jabron's language.
They were talking about our guy Kalkbrenner a little bit. They love him.
Yes.
They want to see some like energy or emotion out of him. And I was like, you're not going to get that. I mean, he is who he is.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while after like a putback dunk, he'll flex a little bit and holler at the crowd. But that's a 20 points, 10 board type of a night, a little bit.
Yeah.
I just appreciate the production.
Yeah, 100%.
The Creighton got spoiled. 4 years of just stellar production of a 7-footer, and the way he protected the rim, that might be the one thing that everyone's overlooking. Like, what's wrong with Creighton this year? What's wrong with the Jays this year? You don't have a rim protector like that.
Yeah, you lost the defensive player of the year of the Big East for the last 4 years. That's what you're missing.
Yeah, exactly. Little thing there.
Just a little thing.
A little 6'11" thing there. So Creighton's making headlines maybe for the wrong reasons. Could you say the same for the Huskers? I don't know how Nebraska does it, but man, Nebraska football, they are just all about the headlines, regardless.
Yeah. We lost QB1.
Minnie Mahomes is gone.
Yeah, we lost Minnie Mahomes.
I've witnessed a sigh of relief on X and other social media platforms. Like, well, at least we don't have to defend the Mahomes cosplay anymore.
Yeah,
I never defended it. I was always 100 in. We were 100. Yes,
we were both. We were very self-aware of what that was and brought the jokes there.
Yo, bro, it's not my fault. I had this haircut first. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
And then and then Mr. Mahomes, the original, the OG, he's matching Dylan with a leg injury. Maybe we'll see him out on the scooter hyping up the Chiefs this week.
Oh, yeah, so it's a two-way street.
It goes both ways.
It is a two-way street, that is for sure. And, oh, my God, I know it's a long shot, but, I mean, it's still a shot. Lloyd Christmas, you're telling me there's a shot.
There's a shot,
Texas Tech's going to have an opening at quarterback next year. Come on.
It's
that
so
number
funny.
5 jersey. That number 5 jersey needs a new home.
It's so funny that like one of the headlines that came out after Dylan says he's hitting the portal is Texas Tech to not be interested. And I'm like, what is that? What do you mean not interested?
What university gets out in front of that and says, we don't want a former 5-star quarterback? So back to reality. There is a bowl game at hand, and Nebraska's only down their starting quarterback, their starting running back, half the offensive line, multiple defensive players, basically their entire defensive coaching staff, except for Phil Snow, which is he a coach, is he a mentor? He is good at, once again, providing those sound bites to Husker Nation. Did you hear what he had to say?
No, what did he say?
He said, well, a big reason during his press conference, a big reason why the defense looked so bad those last 2 weeks, they didn't even know what the play calls were. When the play call came in, they didn't know where they're supposed to line up.
Oh, my.
He said that.
You can't say that.
Pop Warner coaches don't even say that. Even when it's very obvious that 6-year-old doesn't know where he's supposed to be, you still protect your guy. You still say, Jackson 1 and then, Jackson 2, they got mixed up or whatever. But for it really shows where Nebraska is. I like to push back when like, well, Nebraska's 5 years away, 6 years away, whatever, 4 years away from being. No. It can be done.
It can be done.
But when you hear things like that, where these guys that are knocking down north of $600,000 a year to tackle a guy that's trying to pass a ball, that's it.
That's it. That's all it is.
You run by a guy, you try to get by a guy and tackle a guy that's trying to throw the ball. You're getting paid $600,000 to do that, and you don't even know what the play call is. Like, you don't know where you're supposed to line up. I'm split on this because on one hand, it's like, okay, well, that makes sense now with the defense, right? Good. That's good.
And then on the other hand, I'm saying, well, we've got some talent on defense because they had moments, and they had games where things seemed to be pretty put together defensively, and they obviously weren't being coached up. So there's,
oh man,
it's like what could be.
You start diving into those stats, and it kind of tells a grim story. That number 2 pass defense, that's oh my god, it's because teams didn't have to pass the ball.
No, they just run it down our throats.
There's a very obvious correlation to that number there, and why that was, and why we consistently always gave up the overs when it came to offensive output. But even with all that going on, made a bowl game.
We made the bowl game.
Won 7 games.
Rule year 3. Let's go.
Year 3. That's what we were promised, right? We're going bowling again, boys. And now we have the task of playing up a little bit, punching up a little bit, playing a Utah team that just missed the college football playoffs. If you really want to get into it, they probably have a better case to be in it than a couple of teams that are multiple score underdogs. But that's a whole nother story.
It's a whole other deal, yeah. It is what it is now.
But that does play into why Nebraska is such a huge underdog. This line has moved over 3 points. Open at about 13 and a half on some books. We're looking at 16 and a half consensus.
My goodness.
And everything points towards, I don't know if the Huskers can cover.
Wow. So all right. So with that being said, that means we're going to lose this thing by up to 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Is that where you're sitting? You think we're a 3 touchdown gap here?
I do. And there's every little additional piece of news that comes out points towards Nebraska getting smacked. Kyle Winningham, legendary coach at Utah, he's come out and said, this is my last game coaching the Utes. And all of his players followed suit, like, we're going to win this one for the skipper. We're winning this one for our coach. They don't have multiple guys sitting out like to the extent Nebraska does.
Right.
So they're playing for something. They also have a chip on their shoulder, feeling that they got slighted out of the college football playoff. But rather than them taking the Notre Dame route, let's get our shots in at Notre Dame here and saying, well, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. We're sitting on the bench like a champion today. Hitting a horseshoe there.
I found out exactly why Notre Dame really stepped out of this game, of their bowl game, because it would have been the Pop-Tart Bowl that they would have ended up playing in, reportedly. Now, they just announced, the Pop-Tart Bowl did, that there is special helmets by both teams. They're going to have little sprinkles on the helmet to look like a Pop-Tart.
Okay.
Can you imagine Notre Dame putting sprinkles on that gold dome? They would have had a fit about that.
Sure.
I'm sure they saw in the fine print that there was going to be sprinkles on the dome, and they said, not for us. We are going to sit this one out.
And Notre Dame straight up said, we're not joining a conference, and we're not altering
the helmet.
And we're not playing the college football game. Not like you guys.
That's a good impression. That sounds just like their AD.
That's what I was going for. It was like an Notre Dame AD. Yep. Okay, stay up on your high horse and don't go to the college football playoff. Good for you. And also the Pop-Tart Bowl, whether it's fun, zany, whatever, it comes with a lot of publicity.
Oh my, it's the biggest.
And it's a paycheck.
Big time.
Fine. Looking at this bowl game that Nebraska got invited to, where Illinois and Minnesota, both teams ahead of Nebraska in the pecking order, got jumped because of fan support, television numbers, everything that went into what the board wanted out in Las Vegas. It spelled a tough matchup for Nebraska.
Absolutely. This is going to be a tough one.
And at least the Pop-Tart Bowl, you got the whole that little Pop-Tart dancing and stuff. It's fun.
They've got like up to 5 different Pop-Tart mascots now. It is incredible.
Well, they need to. There's too many. There's strawberry. There's the blueberry, s'mores. Like, where do you go?
I love a s'mores Pop-Tart.
Okay, so well, how do you feel about this 16.5? Because it's climbing, and I thought it might stabilize and come back down. It's not.
It's not. I thought it would too. That's been the trend for Nebraska this season. Yeah. This has all the writings on the wall of Utah just running wild on us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we're going to cover. I certainly hope we do. I certainly hope it's one of those games where everything we thought is wrong and throw it out the window, and they're throwing the playbook out there. And
we're going to roll out our injured backup quarterback and say,
but man, Utah is the better team, and we're going to be honest about that. They are the better team, and by miles.
Yeah.
So
and they're good at running the ball. What can Nebraska not do on defense? Stop the run.
Yeah.
And they're one of the best rushing attacks in the nation. Do you have the latest numbers pulled up there in front of you?
Yes.
What's the total?
The total is at 50.5.
So that number has been climbing as well. That's interesting because I feel like to get there, Nebraska has to help and contribute. And where this offense is, there's just so many question marks. And now I'm hearing some local guys, radio guys, you're there, no Zeke and these other running backs. Watch out. You're going to see something.
Out.
Oh, boy. Okay. I don't think they wanted to utilize Emmett Johnson that much throughout the entire season, getting plus 25 carries a game, 30 carries a game. If we would have saw it, I think we would have saw it, I don't know, by week 8, week 9. Yeah. So, I don't put a lot of water in that bucket either.
I'm super excited to see what those guys can do.
Yeah,
but I'm not on the side of, look out.
Here we go.
We've been hiding these guys, and here we go.
So, if you had to put my feet to the fire right now, I'm thinking Utah's going to cover. I'm also feeling the under. They're just going to do what they've been doing throughout the Big 12. That score a lot of points, but I don't know, 50 points. And running the ball, that burns the clock.
Yeah,
right?
I'm with you. I think Utah's going to cover this thing. I'm kind of liking the over just because bowl games sometimes can get a little exciting.
And Big 12 teams, they are a Big 12 team.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to some points being scored. I'm hopeful.
You got a couple of leans going on here. You're leaning towards the cover, leaning towards the over. I just have too much data, not conducive for the Nebraska fan right now. That's spelling disaster. But at least we made the bowl game.
At least we're in the bowl game.
Year 3, baby. Matt Rule. We are here. We're living it.
Oh, man. Year 4 is going to be incredible.
That's what they meant to say is year 4.
Year 4, yes.
It's evolved. It was year 3. Now it's year 4. Well, you heard the horn. That means we're up against it. But let's take a minute to recognize one of our fabulous partners, and that is thelinemakers.com, where we don't chase the hype. We decode it, treating every wager like an investment. Thelinemakers.com. We set the line so you beat the book. Don't go anywhere. This is WTL.
WTL.
All right, nice, huh? Got a talk show here, talk show with my mic. I got everything.
WTL.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. You know what that stands for. Where's the Line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Classen, joined by
The J.O.
That sounds so good.
Here we go.
The J.O. Kind of slid into that one.
Oh, yeah.
Like with the slow roll out there.
Sometimes you got to kind of just test out some stuff.
churns the heads of the crowd and like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, who is that?
That's the J.O.
That's the J.O.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, I see you with your Los Angeles Chargers. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On another win. What about your boy, Herbert, disrespecting the post-game interviewer?
I think that
he's catching so much heat online for that.
He took a lot of heat for that.
My gosh.
I don't know that I get why. He was looking for one of his friends.
Yeah, you wanted to go congratulate
before they went to the other locker room.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't get that and so there's two things. One, he was looking for his friend, and that was probably more important to him. Two, who knows what kind of painkillers he's on because of all the injuries.
Oh, that's true.
Who knows where his head's at? And he's hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's on more painkillers than Bud Kilmer put Lance on.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Uh-huh.
That's great.
Varsity Blue.
That's a great reference.
Throw that in there.
Whipped cream bikini. Here we go.
Oh my God! Yeah, I forgot.
How could you forget?
Yeah,
That's the most iconic scene from that movie.
Now I'm trying to process this, and I still got a show to do now. No, I mean, even on the drive in here, I heard some guys talking about that. It's like I think we're making a mountain out of a molehill here. You know,
people just love taking shots at him, and he just continues to go out there and take care of business against all odds.
I don't even know how he's doing it right now because we've talked about that at length too. Where there's not a more beat up offensive line in the league.
No,
and
not
he's
even close.
Still getting it done. They're still contending. It looks like they're going to make the playoffs, right?
Oh yeah, no, they're pretty locked in right now. Things could happen, so I don't want to. I'm going to knock on some wood here. I don't want to celebrate it too soon, but things are looking pretty good for the Bolts, and it's just a matter of who do they face in round one.
We got a pretty split poll going on right now on our YouTube channel, and it's very straightforward. Are you happy that the Kansas City Chiefs run is over? Yes, no, maybe a little bit. Where are you? You got to be yes.
I'm a yes. I'm 100% yes. End of an era.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I do get everyone was pulling for the Chiefs early on. Then it got to be a little much, but everyone's still happy for Andy Reid. But how much do you need, Kansas City? You know,
and I'm on the side of all the respect in the world for this run that they're on.
Yeah.
I wish that was my team, and I wish Mahomes had not gotten hurt because I'd rather beat them with Mahomes on the field. But with that being said, it's over.
Yeah,
Kelsey can go cry now. It's all good.
Nobody was crying for Herbert last year when he had that devastating injury.
Nope.
And a couple of years ago on top of that. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, but it looks like the Chiefs are going to have to do some reconfiguring. That's for sure. Well, let's get into our props. Prop locks that we like. Well, let's call them locks because we've just been hitting them at
they've been locked.
a crazy rate.
We have been
crazy rate.
so locked in on these player props.
I hope you have at least 2 locks over there of a punter over 40 years old or a place kicker. Or a place kicker. Or at least one of the Browns quarterbacks. And take your pick, whichever one you want. But let's start there. Who do you like?
Okay, well, I like it. Sunday, 3:25, Steelers, Lions. I got a couple guys in this football game.
Okay.
Jared Goff, over 262.5 passing yards. Yeah. He's a man on fire, and the Lions are a desperate football team outside of the playoff picture currently. Yeah. Amon-Ra St. Brown, over 92.5 receiving yards. Those two kind of go hand in hand as he is the number one option for Jared Goff. The thing is, Pittsburgh, the 26th ranked defense against wide receivers this season. Yeah. I do expect this game to hit kind of into that shootout range. Detroit proving all of that with the amount of points they've been scoring every week. 6 out of 7 of their games, the last 7 games, have been hitting the over. The Lions, they're going to be going all out here. Pittsburgh tends to just match their opponent. And I love this part. This is actually my favorite of the week.
Well, and there's a few things going on here. Talk about Pittsburgh. This could be vintage Aaron Rodgers. He can't do it every week. But every once in a while he shows you, okay, this guy's still good for a 300 yards, 2 or 3 touchdown type of a performance. And this is where Pittsburgh's at. And it's kind of been a low-key, kind of a secret of the NFL last few years. Their defense is trash.
Yes.
If they're going to win, they got to win a shootout.
Yep.
And Detroit, I don't know if there's any team that's more welcoming to a shootout than the Lions.
They enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just tell.
Yeah.
Like their offense, if Goff sitting back in shotgun and just going all day.
I was listening to one of those fantasy football gurus talking. Lost in the playoffs, but anyhow, I made the playoffs.
You
okay,
lost
buddy,
in the playoffs.
I lost in the playoffs. But
Sometimes it's just good to get there, right?
Oh my God, yeah, that's
Right, Husker fans.
Small
we made a
victories.
bowl game.
Bowl game.
It's just good to be there.
Year 3, love it. But he was taking the stance or making the argument that Amon St. Brown is the best slot receiver in the league, and it's hard to argue.
It's hard to argue
he's one of top 5, top 3 type of receivers in that slot. So I like your angle there, and Jared Goff. He racks up the yards.
He does.
I like all those overs.
There we go.
Well, I got one I like over here.
Yep.
We're going to go to Sunday night, a game that's going to have a lot of eyeballs for many reasons. But I like Lamar Jackson going over his rushing prop here. They're taking on the Patriots. Patriots coming off of a loss, game that they felt they should have won over the Bills. So they are mad. They are ticked off. That's a ticked off.
And they should be.
Yes, they should.
Yeah.
You had that game.
They did.
You had it. How could you do that? But what goes around comes around, I guess. You're right. Ask the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Why it's likely to happen. The Patriots defense, they've had trouble shutting down a mobile quarterback. They rank in the middle of the pack as far as rush defense is concerned. And it goes down even further when they face any team that has any kind of a threat of a rushing type of a quarterback. Lamar Jackson is all that. He's getting healthy. That team is playing with some more confidence. And there's a window now with Pittsburgh leading that division.
That's I love what you're saying there about Lamar, because you can see it from the beginning of the season with Baltimore, and they had a lot of struggles.
Yeah.
And then Lamar's hurt.
Yeah.
And then he's hurt. And then they turned it on, and they've suddenly jumped up the standings there. They're right there with Pittsburgh.
Yep.
And every single game matters. They're one of those teams where, like, the playoffs started weeks ago, and you can tell just in their play that things are really ramping up for them.
Yeah.
That the Patriots, though, holy cow.
Yeah, they're good.
They are a really good football team. Lamar tends to play up.
He does. He has had so many banner games, even dating all the way back to his college days, where if it's a national audience, he balls out.
He does. He does. So many Ravens, like I'm thinking of Ravens-Chiefs games.
Yeah.
He's just going toe-to-toe with Mahomes or Josh Allen, against the Bills.
Yeah.
It's
a 45-42 type of a game.
Yes.
And he's got 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns.
And his legs are a big part of that.
Yep.
Oh, I love that.
All right. So we gone 2 for 2 already.
2 for 2. Sunday at noon, Bengals at Dolphins. Not a big football game as far as like what matters for the teams, but
man, there's a lot of buzz about the Dolphins right now. A lot of buzz.
Here's the thing: Tua's benched. Okay.
Yes, he is.
So now you've got was it Quinn Ewers, rookie quarterback at Hook 'em. But here's the thing: the Bengals give up a lot of scores to tight ends. The Dolphins happen to have a guy named Darren Wallen who can catch.
Oh, yes, they do.
He can catch a touchdown from time to time.
Yes, they can.
I'm saying right here, Darren Wallen, anytime touchdown plus money, take it right now. Cincinnati, second most allowed touchdowns to tight ends this season. Quinn Ewers is going to be looking to showcase what he can do. What an opportunity for him.
Yeah.
There's the argument of he's being put in so that the Dolphins can just kind of like slide their way out of the season a little bit by benching Tua.
Yep.
Or here's an opportunity for a guy that maybe can spark a little fire and under those Dolphins.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts there in Miami and a lot of different ways you can digest it. And I've heard a lot of them over talk radio this last couple of days. And it is, oh my God, it was like, I think there's $99 million wrapped up in Tua's contract right now.
My goodness.
That's why people didn't think that could happen. You know, you can't bench a guy like that because then you can't shop him.
Right.
But on a personal level, Ewers, and boy, what an idiot decision he made as far as entering the draft. Slipped all the way to the 7th round. I think he got paid about $1.5 million more at the University of Texas last year on NIL deals than he did in the NFL this year.
Wild.
So he's going to be chomping at the bit to play, and he can sling the ball. But he's going to take it on as this is my opportunity.
Huge opportunity.
I'm not looking at it as management. I've heard a lot of people talk about both of these teams want to lose this game so they get a better draft pick. On an ownership level, that makes some sense. I get it. That's not how the players are looking at it.
Well, that's the thing. The Bengals, with Joe Burrow at quarterback, and he is playing, is not going to just sit back and lose this football game to get a better draft spot. That's not just how he's wired.
Yep.
I 100% believe that this game is going to be a legit football game, and Ewers is going to be trying to ball out. So, Darren Waller, anytime touchdown.
Darren Waller, come on, one more time. I got a likely smack for you here.
Okay.
Isaiah Likely.
Oh.
Sunday night.
I like what you did there.
Over, the pun. Play on words?
Yeah, play on words.
Why isn't it a pun? P-O-N, play on words. Why is it a pun?
Well, that's a heck of a question.
These are the things that I think about when I'm writing these scripts. It's unreal. Anyhow, we're going over. Right now we're looking at a 34.5 receiving yards for Likely. The Patriots, for everything that they've been doing good, covering tight ends has been one of their bugaboos. I already talked about how I believe in Jackson this week, balling out. One of his favorite targets is and always has been his receiver.
Yes, it is.
Likely, there are some weeks where he looks like the best tight end in the league. Well, if the Ravens are going to play up and this is a got-to-get type of a game, here we go. I like Likely getting over that 34.5 yards receiving.
Well, that seems very likely to happen with a football game that is going to be very active.
Yeah.
And I think we both can agree with that one. All right, I've got one more for you.
Let's do it.
And it's on Monday Night Football.
Ooh.
It is the 49ers at the Colts. Brock Purdy over 3.5 rushing attempts.
Wow.
Kind of out there.
Yeah.
Kind of out there. The Colts defense does bend. This is a defense that has been very opportunistic. Is that what it is?
Opportunistic.
Yes. They get a lot of turnovers, but they do bend. And Purdy is a very smart quarterback. In fact, there were times where people said he's just managing the game, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
He is. I mean, that's why he's in the league.
Yeah.
It's not because of how athletic this guy is.
Yeah, which means he's going to limit turnovers to try to better the opportunities for the game.
Yep.
He's averaging 4 rushes per game already. I like Brock Purdy to take advantage of the bend of the Colts defense, not turn the ball over and rush it a few times. That should be easy money for us.
Yeah, and it's such a low number. You can definitely see that. And he's going to be trying, you know, when he extends the play and he moves up in the pocket, a bend, don't break type of a team has that covered.
Yes.
You know, so he's going to be forced to go through his progressions, then take off.
There you go.
4 times, right?
Purdy.
Four times
We just need 4 times.
Come on, smack that over. We're up against it right here, but I also like Jonathan Taylor in that game. I'm going to look into that over. Look into the over on the rushing because it doesn't matter. He gets that rushing
He
over.
looked pretty good with Phil Rivers at quarterback, so I could totally see that in game 2 with those guys.
Yep. Well, let's take a minute to recognize one of our fabulous partners, and that is NordVPN. Browse, work, and play online with confidence thanks to their world-class cybersecurity. Shield your online activities, hide your virtual location, and block everyday internet threats with NordVPN. Hey, receive up to 77% off when using our WTL link. Find that in the description on YouTube and on all of the podcast platforms. NordVPN and WTL. Don't go anywhere. This is Where's the Line?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Kelly Clarkson with Wayfair. My favorite thing about the holidays? Decking out my whole house. It's not a competition, but if it was, well, I'd win the season with Wayfair. Outdoor inflatable Santa? Got it on Wayfair. Trees, lights, and ornaments? Wayfair. Hosting must-haves like dining sets, beds, sheets, and towels? Wayfair. For everything in your style delivered with fast and free shipping, visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app to win the season. But again, it's not a competition.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
For 25 years, Brightview Senior Living Associates have been committed to creating a vibrant culture and delivering exceptional services, making Brightview a great place to work and live. If you're looking for a rewarding opportunity to serve your local community and grow, we want you to join our team. Brightview Senior Living is growing and actively seeking vibrant associates to join our community teams, including directors, healthcare, activities, hospitality, and dining. Apply today at careers.brightviewseniorliving.com. Equal employment opportunities. Text BV Jobs to 97211 to apply.
This is Michael Rosenbaum. Hey, folks, let me tell you that drinking and driving is a decision that will change your whole world. Things will never be the same once you get a DUI because legal fees and time in court are just the beginning. Getting into a crash is another way your world could be irreversibly changed after drinking and driving. Your vehicle may not be the only thing that gets damaged in that crash. You could face a life-altering injury or even death. But you're not the only one who could face those consequences. Your decision to drink and drive could permanently change someone else's world, whether you injure them or leave their loved ones grieving. The next time you're out drinking, call a rideshare, a taxi, a sober friend, or a designated sober driver. Always plan for a safe ride home. The only decision that will change your world for the better is the decision to call for a sober ride. It's never worth it to drive drunk. Don't risk it. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
WTL.
Hello. Hi, I'm looking for a Mr. Ron. First name Mo.
Mo Ron? Or Ron, it's you little puke.
WTL.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the Line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Classen, joined by
The J.O.
The J.O.
Here's Johnny.
Hey, Johnny Carson, right? Yeah, that's a proud Nebraska native.
He is. Oh, I get some Ed McMahon.
Yeah.
Here's Johnny going there.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, it ties into who we are and what we're about. You know, it's not just the stats and the information, but we're also entertainers, right?
Oh, 100%.
But we do have another guest that probably leans more towards the actual data.
He's the data. Yeah. Say he's the analytics side of this thing.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But we got Rod Vermilio with the Global Sports Bet Network back on the program. He's going to be talking LA Rams at Seattle for today, Thursday night. He's also got Pittsburgh versus Denver.
Okay.
Or Detroit. Detroit. Those Lions fans, they just crop up out of nowhere. Like, God, they just kind of like laying in the weeds and kind of like a lion, I guess, on the Serengeti. Is that what's going on here?
That could. You know what? I'm jealous of Lions fans. They get a football game every Thanksgiving.
Yeah. National broadcast.
They don't win often, but they get.
They are now.
They are now.
They are winning some games now. He's also got some Friday college football bowl season. We are in bowl season. We are bowling right now. Huskers are bowling. So without further ado, Rod, take it away.
Hello and welcome to another weekly segment featuring Global Sports Bet Network, Syndicate Sports, and Day Trading. A shout out to Andy Classen and the entire Where's the Line team. And as always, our Global Sports Bet Network Syndicate Trading Group enjoys sharing our personal syndicate trades and opinions in both NFL and college football weekly action. That said, let's jump right into Thursday night NFL action. The 11-3 LA Rams headed to Seattle to take on the 11-3 Seahawks. This primetime matchup is as close as you can get as far as efficiency on paper, which is undoubtedly why this line opened up as a pick'em with the money line slightly favoring Seattle at home at -115 versus the Rams on the road at -105. Westgate Las Vegas currently has this at a pick'em and -108 on the money line. Either way, the Rams come in with elite offensive production at 30 points per game, which ranks second, while Seattle's defense allows just 17.3 points per game, which earns them the second best defense ranking in the league. On the other side of the ball, Seattle's offense has been almost as efficient as the Rams, generating .495 points per play, which is slightly ahead of the .86 points per play for Seattle. Both are nearly identical. Why is this important? The simple answer means this game comes down to a few very, very key factors. Turnovers, the offense's ability to stay ahead of the chains, and third down conversions. On paper, the team who has the most offensive plays should win this game. Red zone efficiency is where the Rams differentiate themselves, scoring touchdowns on 66.67% of the time, ranked number 3, while Seattle's defense allows touchdowns at a rate of 51.16% of the time when their opponents reach the red zone. Both teams are identical as well, going 8-1 straight up and 7-2 against the spread in that last 9-game span. All that said, the NFL home field advantage could be the difference, not a syndicate bet or trade for us, as we suggest sitting back and just enjoying this game. But for those of you who want some action, we suggest a 7-point tease with Seattle plus the 7 and the total over 37 in this Thursday night's NFL primetime game. Sunday NFL action, let's focus on Pittsburgh at Detroit. Pittsburgh comes in 8-6, visiting Ford Field on Sunday in a playoff implication game, while Detroit is also 8-6. Detroit is in a huge dogfight for an NFL playoff spot, while Pittsburgh is coming off back-to-back wins and a short week where they dismantled the Dolphins on Monday night. Pittsburgh currently holds a one-game lead on the Baltimore Ravens in the NFC North. The Lions are coming off a 41-34 loss to the first-place Rams, and this is a favorable spot for the Lions in the Dan Campbell area. The Lions historically perform well after a loss, going 14-1 since mid-2022. The Lions historically also perform well at home, and I expect this to carry over this Sunday. Pittsburgh, despite having a one-game division lead, are 28th in the league in defensive rush EPA. That said, look for Detroit to control the line of scrimmage, establish the rush, and this will give Jahmyr Gibbs the chance for a big game on the ground. Pittsburgh has also had trouble covering slot receivers, and Detroit having arguably the league's best slot receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown. This is a recipe for an offensive explosion for the Lions at home against the Steelers. The Lions have been working with an injury-depleted secondary and have been exploited of late. The Steelers are heavily reliant on their short passing game, so they'll need to have some success airing it out downfield if they want to hang in with the Lions. In fact, Aaron Rodgers is dead last in the NFL in average intended yards per pass at 5.6. This line opened at Detroit -6 and total at 50, climbing to Detroit -7 and total at 51.5. The Lions sport a league-leading 30.6 points per game and even higher at home at over 32 points per game. The over has cashed in the Lions' past 6 of 7 games, mainly due to their defense, as it ranks 24th in the league in defensive EPA. This will be a syndicate play at Detroit -6.5 or 7, and a great spot for a huge 2-team 7-point tease. Take Detroit at a pick'em and the over 44.5. We see this as a Detroit victory. We see them winning this game 30-17 or 30-20. Let's jump into college football, and many Husker fans finally received the news they were bracing for when Dylan Raiola announced his entering the transfer portal. This comes after Dylan's brother Dayton decommitted from the Huskers a few weeks ago. Not to worry, Husker Nation, the sun continues to come up on a daily basis. That said, let's go bowling and jump over to Friday's card and another syndicate bowl game where Kennesaw State at 10-3 takes on Western Michigan at 9-4 in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Both teams were stellar at home, going an 11-1 combined record, but a much different story on the road for both teams as they combined for a 7-6 record away from home. This line opened at Western Michigan -4 and the total at 48.5. The current line sits at Western Michigan -3 and the total at 48.5. The money line with Western Michigan at -160 implies Western Michigan has close to a 64% chance to win this game outright. Western Michigan tallies 23.6 points per game, while Kennesaw State's number sits at 28.3. However, Western Michigan's defense ranks 20th, giving up a stingy 18.2 points per game, while Kennesaw State gives up 24.3. This is highly due to Western Michigan's forcing 20 turnovers this season, compared to Kennesaw State only forcing 13. Predictive models have Conference USA champ Kennesaw State winning 24-23, and that would be a great welcome as they go bowling for the first time in their school's history. MAC champion Western Michigan is looking for its first bowl win since 2021 and its first in the Lance Taylor era. This is the 6th Myrtle Beach Bowl, and the first 5 look to be close on paper. However, all 5 turned out to be blowouts of 14 or more points. Kennesaw State could win this game if the X factor of their defense being able to dial up and apply pressure to the quarterback. However, if they don't get to the quarterback and solidify the line of scrimmage, it could be a long morning and brutal welcome into their first bowling experience. Kennesaw State likes to move quickly, while Western Michigan likes to play under control and limit mistakes. That said, Kennesaw State doesn't have much to worry about in regards to a Western Michigan offensive explosion, but they control the game on the ground, play disciplined, and these two terrifically coached teams should provide the closest Myrtle Beach Bowl yet. We have our money on Western Michigan in a 28-21 or 28-24 win. Take Western Michigan minus the 3. Remember, if you want the best winning syndicate sports betting and sports day trading info, go to thelinemakers.com and subscribe today. Have a great weekend, and we'll see everybody next week here on Where's the Line.
Thank you, Rod. That was Rod Vermilio with the Global Sports Bet Network. Of course, touting thelinemakers.com. Get over there, check it out. We always got different weekly and monthly packages to check out as well. What do you think of that? Buying some points, moving some points. He also has some thoughts over Dylan Raiola.
I know.
It almost felt like a relief, you know.
Everybody's talking about Dylan Raiola. That's everybody is. It's going to be good to move forward, I think, after this is all over.
Yeah,
but
we don't want to throw any arrows at Minnie Mahomes. But it did feel like both parties okay. We're okay.
We're going to be okay.
You're okay. We're okay. Everybody's okay.
Yeah, we're not going to take a step back because QB1 left. It's all good, guys.
Well, once again, thank you, Rod, for joining us and dropping all that valuable information. Don't go anywhere, folks. This is WTL.
WTL.
Capitalism is the only way, Leslie. It moves our country forward. It's what makes America great. And England okay and France terrible.
WTL.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the Line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Classen, joined by
the J.O.
Woo! And right here, right now, we are getting back into Ric Flair, DJO as well.
Ric Flair.
Well, the woo! That's the bottom 5. Nobody gets more excited talking. Well, it's not bad football. It's still good. They're still paid professionals.
Yeah, paid professionals that go out there and do a job at a very high level.
These are just teams that are just kind of down on their luck maybe for a week or a season or whatever the case may be. But we still find the value, especially the entertainment value, in these games. So we're not just going to pile on the bottom 5 teams in the NFL. We're going to give you the best 5 bets to go along with these matchups.
That's the thing. It's easy to take, sort the standings, take the 5 worst teams in the league record-wise, and be like, oh, they're bad. Oh, they're bad. Oh, they're bad. Sometimes none of that matters.
No.
And it's just a matter of, okay, what is the trend of that football team this week? How are they sitting? What's their mindset? And what can we get out of it, which is a best bet? You
put the Chiefs in the bottom 5 last week, and boy, did they live up or down to the billing.
They did.
You hit the nail on the head with that one. So I'm curious. I'm interested. Let's get into it.
It makes me wish I would have put the Chiefs in the bottom 5 2 years ago. maybe they would have played down to it and not won a Super Bowl.
Now you're trying to wield the show to get your Chargers to win.
Well, this week's Week 16, bottom 5, number 5, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 7-7. They just lost a tough one to Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons, 29-28. They are 1-5 in their last 6 games. Now, sure, injuries are a big part of that, and they've had a mix of that. Baker Mayfield continues to roll out there. He's hurting.
Yeah.
Everybody's playing with
Irving,
injuries.
the running back's been out multiple games this season.
Mike Evans.
That hurt him. Yep.
So they've certainly had their share of injuries, especially on the offensive side of the football. But it appears right now they are playing some uninspired football, and their coach is calling them out, especially after this game. He's just saying this is not the style of ball we want, not the effort we want, which you don't want to hear that.
He used some colorful language in that presser, a lot of beeps if you're listening to it over the radio or on TV.
So on one side, You want to hear that, right? You want your coach excited and try to motivate the team.
Yeah.
On the other side, this is a football team trying to win a division still.
Yeah.
They are tied with Carolina right now at the top of the NFC South. And on the slide that they're on and the effort they're giving, it's not looking very good. So they have found their way in the bottom 5. They are actually playing Carolina this week at Carolina. They have 2 games against Carolina in the final 3 games. My best bet here, Carolina +3. Tampa Bay is 1-7 against the spread in their last 8. You've got the kind of the state of the team. Carolina, they're not playing great, but they're playing okay football.
They do that a lot. The Panthers do that a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
You just don't really notice them. They just kind of, they're there.
They're there.
And you also got a Buccaneer team who ranks 30th in the league pass defense. And I think the Panthers have a capable enough passing attack. Yes, they like to run the ball, but that hasn't always been stable for them throughout the season. This does feel like the Buccaneers may continue to slide.
Yes, they are. So there you go. Tampa Bay Bucks, number 5. Number 4, the Indianapolis Colts. Now, they were number 5 last week. They have dropped to 4. They are 8-6, and that's because of the loss to Seattle, 18-16 on that last-second field goal. Here's the thing. Phil Rivers on 3 days of practice, coming off the street. He's retired out for 5 years, right? Comes in, does a okay job.
I was going to say, it was okay plus. It was more than I thought.
Yeah. he kind of gave a spark to the offense a little bit. You saw Jonathan Taylor playing better. We haven't seen that in a few weeks.
You saw a passing touchdown.
Yes, you did.
In the first half.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
And he looked like he had energy and exciting style of ball still in his blood. But the thing is, it's still Phil Rivers, and it was still a last-second loss, which is something he has seen a lot of in his career.
It really has been, one of his calling cards, unfortunately for him.
And his whole thing to come in was to get a couple of wins and secure a playoff spot. That Seattle game, that was a tough loss. They have the 49ers coming up, they have the Jaguars coming up, and they have the Texans coming up.
Oh, my gosh, 3 teams that are ascending right now.
Yes.
My goodness.
So the Colts, now they might still be in a playoff spot or right on the brink of it, but it's going to be a tough stretch. So 49ers this week, my best bet is actually going to be Colts to cover +6 because think about it, in the Phil Rivers era of the Colts, they are 1-0 against the spread. They did cover last week.
1-0 against the spread,
double-digit underdog. They covered.
And that's where I wanted to go with it. I didn't expect them to win that Seattle game anyway.
No.
And I wasn't sure about the cover, but my goodness, they gave them a run, gave the Seahawks everything they wanted on the road.
Yes.
So I kind of like this cover. For all that the 49ers are and their fan base is crazy, they haven't impressed me this year, right?
Right. That's the 49ers have been a team too that's been ravaged by injuries and inconsistent play.
And they also got a favorable schedule compared to a lot of the leaders of divisions coming from last year for how poor they did last year. And then I can speak to this because I'm a Bears fan, so I can say we got double digits wins, but
speaking of favorable schedules,
I know. Okay, I get it.
So would you say the 49ers are one of those teams, if you're in the NFC playoffs, you want to play the 49ers?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I like that.
Yep. I'm not calling them a paper tiger or whatever. They're a good football team.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go all in on the Parcells. You are what your record says you are. I'm not going to go there.
That's not true at all. In fact, the bottom 5 speaks exactly to that. Number 3, the Miami Dolphins at 6-8 are finally been put to rest. They will not make the playoffs this season with that loss to Pittsburgh on Monday night. Tua 0-6 in these cold games. What do we got to do to get this guy to play at least okay in a cold game? I mean, do we need to shove him in a cold climate during the offseason and just get acclimated?
His little brother did fine for Maryland. Played some cold games up in Maryland when he was manning things. Sometimes you are just who you are, and how many years has he been in the league? And you always expect them to be able to break out of that type of when it's just such a blanket statement.
Right.
But he cannot.
He cannot. It just consumes him. The Dolphins, even as soon as they arrived into Pittsburgh, they went out on the field in with 0 temp and with no shirt and just tried to get acclimated. That couldn't happen.
Yep.
So the Dolphins finally dead, but they're also benching Tua this week, and they've got the Bengals. So Quinn Ewers will be the quarterback. My best bet here versus the Bengals, Cincinnati -5.5 on the road.
Yeah.
The Bengals are 3-1 against the spread in their last 4. I'm sure that has a lot to do with Joe Burrow being back.
Right.
But no, I like a spirited Bengals team this week.
I really like that too because Joe Burrow plays with a lot of moxie. He does not want to give up games. He doesn't care about next year's draft picks, any of that. And here you have a 7th-round draft pick in Ewers from the University of Texas, one of the many starting rookie quarterbacks this year, Jackson Dart and company, Gabriel Dillon, and Shadur Sanders. The Browns have 2 of them, of course.
Yeah.
Get our Browns digging there. But this is a spot where I do like the Bengals to get right. Even the games that they've lost with Joe, they really push the other side as far as they can go.
Yeah, one could argue that especially that Bills game should have been a win for the Bengals. So there's that. That's a good Bengals team when Joe Burrow's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, the Dallas Cowboys at 6-7-1. They lost to the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday Night Football. Their playoff hopes need a miracle.
Yeah.
They're not. I don't think they're quite dead yet, but they are on life support possibly.
Yeah, I just saw on Poly Market on their prediction they got just under a 1% chance.
Yeah, it's not
to
good.
Make the Super Bowl.
It's not
but
good.
That's
Which is interesting because going into this game, there a lot of hype on Jerry Jones was right. Things are going the Dallas way. Their offense is unstoppable. Blah 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 blah.
Yep.
And it certainly looked like that. And then you're playing the Vikings, who have been so inconsistent this football season, and they go ahead and drop. The Vikings look good, and
it gives a lot of fuel to those people out there. I've seen a lot of them on X. The NFL is rigged. No, the Cowboys have the dead last pass defense in the league, giving up over 255 yards per game through the air. And, you're talking the likes of like J.J. McCarthy.
Right.
Who, he was the bottom of the barrel. He was a punchline for, weeks 3 through 9? And now he's just cutting you up?
Literally, depending on the week, he is the punchline, yeah. And then he'll go and do something like this. Season full of question marks for Dallas. They do have, at home, the Los Angeles Chargers this week. My best bet here is under 49.5. There's two factors here. Dallas has hit the over 4 out of their last 5 games. We know about their offense. It's incredible, right?
Yep.
The Chargers have hit the under 4 out of the last 5 games. That has a lot to do with the injuries on the offensive side, kind of the offensive line struggles. But this defense is pretty good.
Yeah, they are.
And has caused a lot of turnovers at key times. I like the defense to take over here and the Chargers to kind of steer that ship.
You're kind of selling your defense a little short here. They're the number 2 ranked total defense in the league right now.
There you
are the Chargers, only behind the Texans by just a couple of yards per game.
So there you go. Defense wins championships.
I like that under.
Go Bolts. And second, I like the under in this one.
#Bolt up.
Number 1, the worst team in the NFL as we head into Week 16. You got to know it's the Kansas City Chiefs at 6-8.
You got to know that.
The era is over of Chiefs domination. The loss to the Chargers 16-13 at home, by the way. Eliminated from the playoffs. Lost Patrick Mahomes for the season and possibly more. Kelsey, I got something to say about Mr. Kelsey.
Okay.
He, for the second week in a row, has refused to speak to the media after the game. He says, I'll hit you up during the week. I'll catch up during the week. No, he's saving it for his podcast. He has a monster in his podcast.
Yeah.
He's saving it all for that, for the views, for the clicks, for the downloads.
He's taking it to new heights.
There you go. I don't like that Kelsey's doing that because his day job is to go and speak to the media after football games.
Right.
And as me, a Chargers fan, I want to hear the pain after the game from Kelsey.
Sit there and live in it.
That's right. Well, it's an end of an era there. We won't have Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. That's sad as well.
Yeah, we're going to have Bad Bunny.
We've got Bad Bunny.
We got Bad Bunny now.
That's good. Yeah. My best bet here, they are at Tennessee. I say take the over in this football game,
really?
Even with the change of quarterback for the Chiefs. The line is at 37.5. Okay, so that's low.
Okay.
And the Titans have hit the over 9 times this season. So they're scoring points. Now, they only have 2 wins.
Yeah.
So we're not saying that the wins are piling up for them, but they are capable of scoring points, and so are the Chiefs as well. So
Gardner Minshew is a nice stand-in. And that's the argument that I've heard throughout this week is like this offense, it's not going to operate at the level of Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
but Gardner Minshew is a really nice guy to just go ahead and finish out the season for you, and you're not going to take a too big of a step back. And covering a total that's still in the 30s.
Yeah, 37.5. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the pundits and various personalities that I've been listening to, especially in the sports betting world, they still like all the overs, like Rashid Rice, receiving yards, receptions. They still like the overs. So that's telling me that the offensive coaching staff's still pretty confident that Gardner Minshew can help you get that over.
Well, I live on the side of, had Minshew been put in the game earlier, had Mahomes gotten injured earlier, I think the Chiefs could have won that football game.
Yeah.
Because Gardner Minshew's pretty good.
Yeah.
So there you go. That is our bottom 5.
There it is, folks. There's your bottom 5 of the best bets to go along with those games. Well, that'll about do it for us this week at Where the Line. Be sure to check us out on YouTube and those short videos on game day to give you the latest edge possible. Also, follow us on ESPN Tri-City Radio over on their Facebook page. And we're all over X, podcast_WTL. Thanks to Rod Vermilio of the Global Sports Betting Network for joining us once again. He's just touching all the bases there. Bowl games, Thursday night football, Sunday night football. He even had it's always fun to hear people outside of the Nebraska bubble
talk ball. Yeah.
And talk Nebraska ball. Like,
yeah.
What's up with Dylan and Raiola again? Yeah. So it was fun to hear his take on what's happening. Or still happening.
Yeah, still ongoing.
Still going with that. I did mention to you off air there, a lot of reports are like, oh, he is out. He's not coming back. Remember Emmett Johnson?
Right.
He actually tested the waters last year. No takers. All right, Nebraska, can I'm coming back.
Yeah.
So some people are saying, well, what about Dylan doing that? Just trying to market himself and maybe get a better price from Adidas or whoever. They're like, no, he's not even on campus. I'm like, well, that can't be because it's finals next week.
Yeah.
He's got tests to take.
It's student athlete.
Yeah. He can't be off campus.
It's not possible.
Oh, how college ball has changed, but it really hasn't.
Pro athletes.
For Jeremy Odem, the J.O., I'm Eddie Classen. Thank you for listening. This has been WTL.
For 25 years, Brightview Senior Living Associates have been committed to creating a vibrant culture and delivering exceptional services, making Brightview a great place to work and live. If you're looking for a rewarding opportunity to serve your local community and grow, we want you to join our team. Brightview Senior Living is growing and actively seeking vibrant associates to join our community teams, including directors, healthcare, activities, hospitality, and dining. Apply today at careers.brightviewseniorliving.com. Equal employment opportunities. Text BV Jobs to 97211 to apply.
Time. It's always vanishing. The commute, the errands, the work functions, the meetings, selling your car. Unless you sell your car with Carvana. Get a real offer in minutes. Get it picked up from your door. Get paid on the spot. So fast you'll wonder what the catch is. There isn't one. We just respect you and your time. Oh, you're still here? Move along now. Enjoy your day. Sell your car today.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.